working things as they.
With that, Shep, here.
There's obviously been a lot of hard work.
Okay, this is the start of the press conference for Pais, whatever that lady name was, who went to Colorado and bought a gun. I gotta get her name again. I haven't said her name too many times, but her name will be in the title. So let's start this press conference.
By a lot of people throughout the Denver metro area. Information that came into the FBI it did create a significant amount of concern regarding what we believe is a credible threat, or had been a credible threat. And
Just look at the people. This is live, so just look at the people comment in the YouTube chat.
I know as many of you perhaps have already reported even.
She still looks over 30 years old. That's how I know that picture fake.
The FBI recently just confirmed that they have found Ms. Pais deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. And I anticipate that they will be doing a further briefing with details of.
She shot herself with a shotgun, running naked through Clear Creek, I don't know, mountainside or woods, whatever that was.
The entirety of their investigation a little bit later. Our focus over the course of the last 24 hours has been how can we keep our kids safe in schools, and a lot of ongoing conversation with our school safety partners in Jefferson County Public Schools, as well as law enforcement agencies throughout the Denver metro area and school administration right here, with Dr. Glass being heavily involved in conversations.
And just last week, Colorado passed Colorado period passed red flag laws, which is actually gun grab laws disguised to help, like I said in the last video, to help the citizen. But it just helps the government and these devil worshippers get their hands on your guns for more control.
Throughout that process. Obviously, we are concerned to get kids back to school, and so we're going to continue working with the school district, the school safety team, to make sure that we can do that in a safe manner, and that during this very important week to the Columbine community, that those events are carried off in a safe manner as well.
I'd like to first address the breaking news on this issue by saying that we are relieved that the threat to our schools and community is no longer present. And I want to express deep gratitude to our partners in law enforcement, especially the Denver Sheriff's Office, for your vigilance in serving as guardians for the community's children.
She was so young. She wasn't real. Look, see that comment by Panda T? She was so young. And just look at the people commenting their emotions. Just look at how the programming and the host works in your mind. So I'm glad I'm doing this in a live chat. Just look at the comments and people eating this up.
Across the whole metro area and affected us all. While this threat has been the most significant, it's not the only challenge facing our schools and our community in these days leading up to the Columbine anniversary. I appreciate our community's patience as we continue to navigate these difficult issues, and I'm always inspired by this community's capacity.
And she automatically somehow has a website. I seen it on another channel where she uploaded her notebook. It's digital. She uploaded her diary about suicide and Columbine and guns. And she has some other creepy demonic symbols and stuff on there. Which there ain't no regular 18-year-old gonna make a full website and disclose a manifesto. There ain't no 18-year-old woman gonna even consider going to Colorado, buying a shotgun in Colorado, which is the age 18, because it's not 18 in Florida anymore, thanks to the Parkland hoax. It's 21. So they had this character, actor, actress, fake person, fly to Colorado, age limit 18. Colorado just passed red flag laws last week. Age 18 to buy a gun there still, though. Now that age limit about to rise to 21 or even further than that to buy a gun. then down the line, there going to be more of these events to where it's going to be you cannot own a gun at all. Let's continue the video and continue to watch the comments and how people think and react, and how people don't study the video, how people don't study the story. You may have a few people in the chat that's suspicious of what's going on, but the majority is going to be having their hearts and mind pulled because they looking at the screen, they see these people talking, they see the police reports, and they're thinking it's real because it's presented as real. But if you don't know how this world has been operating for thousands of years, you will not see what's really going on.
It's in capacity for good in the face of unimaginable evil. Looking ahead, we're planning on returning to normal school operations tomorrow with heightened safety and security procedures and ongoing vigilance in the days to come. And the other events that were planned this weekend will continue as planned. Thank you, and I want to now turn things over to our Executive Director of School Safety and Security, John McDonald.
Thank you, Dr. Glass and Sheriff Schrader. The shadow of Columbine looms.
I don't like that symbol on his shirt. It reminds me too much of a 5-point star, even though he got like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you see how fast they was able to gather together and do a press conference as if they knew she was going to be found today, this fictional character who is fictional, made up, as if they knew she was going to be found. But this press conference was less than an hour after she was found, supposedly. So, less than an hour. Put it together.
It is a foundational aspect of what we do. And when this threat came,
look at that. I said we now safe.
we're used to threats, frankly.
Rest in peace, SS Estation.
Different. It was different, and it certainly had our attention. We based our decision.
Oh, look at that. Somebody rest in peace, SSS. She believed that too. There's a bunch of kids. The parents not teaching the kids about real because the parents themselves don't know what's real. The parents themselves on drugs, doped up, working maybe 9 hours a day. Let's continue the video.
That's important. It's critically important to everything that we do. A student that doesn't feel safe in school is not a well-educated student. They can't focus, they can't study, and they can't take that test. So we're blessed in Jeffco, frankly, to have support from 7 different law enforcement agencies that provide us school resource officers that are helping us protect our kids each and every day.
The schools is on lockdown. Of course, they can focus because ain't nobody getting into school unless verified. And you can see somebody coming into school with a bag and a shotgun. Check the bag. It's anyway, fictional story.
Every day. I'm very thankful that this threat is over and we can get back to the business of learning. But we know that Columbine continues to attract people from around the world. And if I have any message, we're not a place to come visit if you're not a student. If you don't have business there, we're not a tourist attraction, and we're not a place for you to come and gain inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now we'll open it up to questions. Yes, right here.
And now we will open it up to questions. What the hell you mean?
But I believe she was found on a search. But again, the FBI will be doing a more comprehensive briefing. They're currently processing.
She was found. Somebody said we see a naked woman with a gun running. That's what the first report say. Because first report, they give you misconfused information. Because at first they said she's in custody. They didn't say nothing about her being dead. Then they say, oh, she's dead. So always in this hostess, they give you conflicting reports to confuse you. Give you some more conflicting reports. Then they pass their gun control laws that they already had in place.
The scene where her body was...
But they say somebody reported seeing a naked woman running through the area near Clear Creek in Colorado. They went to go look it up, see what's going on. I guess she saw them, ran, and shot herself. Again, fictional story.
Found to determine all of the factors that would lead to those conclusions. I don't know if she was, I don't believe that they were in active pursuit at the time that she was found dead, but again, they'll confirm that and the details surrounding it. Well, we've had staff on the Rocky Mountain Safe Streets Task Force that have been actively involved. We have had people in the command post during the course of the last 24 hours to aid in that investigation. We've had plenty of staff that have been boots on the ground searching different areas.
And really, they're not really saying nothing. But Comic Conley says, people, let's not overlook that one family has just lost their 18-year-old daughter to the country's mental health crisis. The country's mental health crisis, right. You see how people just react and say stupid shit. It's stupid because they think it's a mental health crisis because all the shootings, fake shootings have been reported as mental health crisis, right? So they think along those lines, mental health crisis. Well, I know 18-year-old girl. The only mental health crisis in America is all these pills that they pump into these people. All these pills that drug you up out your mind. That's the only mental health crisis. All the cocaine that's still out here in America, that's a mental health crisis. All this weed still out here that cause paranoia, that we had someone admit that weed cause paranoia and cause slight mental health deficiencies in your mind. They don't want to admit that. But let's continue the video and continue to look at the comments. And of course, alcohol, which, let's continue that conversation video.
Everything that I've heard in briefings does not indicate that she had any assistance or friends in the area. Just a fascination with the Columbine area and the horrendous crime that went on there 20 years ago.
And I know you had said that this dress felt different. She did purchase a gun in Colorado. How did that play?
Well, for me, looking at school shooters and the history of what we've seen for the last 20 years, there's some real indicators that we look at. The fact that she was committed, purchased a plane ticket, not only purchased a plane ticket, but made that journey, that pilgrimage to Columbine. Once she got into our area and purchased a gun. Now, I say made the pilgrimage. I don't believe she ever made it onto Columbine property. I don't think that's ever been confirmed, but there was a pilgrimage here. And certainly she purchased a weapon. Those two things combined, along with her fascination of Columbine, that's pretty clear and convincing evidence that we have a threat to the school.
Can you please speak louder? It's harder to hear you. Thank you.
I'm not going to reveal the gun shop, but it was in the Littleton area, not too terribly far from Columbine. The reports that have been in briefings have indicated that she had made statements to friends, family, and some online type postings or communications.
And before we take the other questions, I also want to introduce Frank DeAngelis, who's the former principal of Columbine High School, who is here to answer any questions.
Yeah, the former principal just happens to be there on the day that this girl get caught, reported found, and killed herself. Again, this fictional girl, on the day that they report that she's found and killed herself, the Columbine ex-principal during the 90s so happens to be in that building with them all, ready and able to do a press conference. And the press conference came less than an hour after they reported they found the girl. Okay? Is that adding up? Okay? Continue the video. Also, they were just talking about Colorado and how she pilgrimaged to Colorado and bought a gun. Okay, this is next step. Like I said, they want to raise the age limit in Colorado. Then eventually in the whole United States, the whole world, no guns for citizens, the people at all. Continue the video.
Around connections to the historical Columbine events and then events related to the memorial this weekend.
Right before the Columbine anniversary coming up this weekend, let's throw a story out there to get more gun control laws passed. Right, right.
Well, I will say this, that we base all of our decisions on the intel that we have at the time. So from our perspective, the information that came into us, we made a decision based on what we need to do at Columbine. And then that extends to other areas within the Columbine articulation area to protect those immediate schools. Based on then further information that we were provided by law enforcement, we made decisions to place some of the mountain schools on lockout as well. So all of those decisions are not done in a vacuum or in a silo. It is constant communication back and forth, looking at what that threat is and having decision makers together. And we had good partners, mission partners that were looking at our entire school safety program, and from a school district. Now that extended out metro-wide when we were advised that the threat was not as specific to Columbine. However, in my mind, the fascination with Columbine, where she purchased the weapon, the fact that she made the journey here, for me, it's all about protecting our environment, our schools. That's how we made that decision.
Yes, over here. Thank you.
Done legal, and also, if she were still alive, what could law enforcement do in terms of containing the situation? Could she have been charged with something, or is law enforcement hands kind of tied in this type of situation?
Well, I don't believe our hands were tied in this type of a situation. Obviously, communication was ongoing. Do I know what charges could necessarily have applied in this case? No, not without additional information. And there were prosecutors as well as many law enforcement officers involved in that communication. Minimally, based on the information that we had, she certainly would have been subject to being taken into custody for a mental health hold, a 72-hour hold and treat, to determine a little bit more about the mental state and what risk there would have been posed, but minimally that would have happened. Certainly there was the potential for other charges, but absent additional information, I would be able to comment on what those would be.
Yes, over there. Our person from the Post. Thank you.
In addition to the additional security tomorrow, do you anticipate there's going to be any need for additional mental health support or counseling?
Yes, after events like this, we typically deploy additional mental health support, counseling, make that available to our staff, our students, our families. Regrettably, this is not the only time situations like this have happened in Jeffco and in schools across the country. So it's a sad statement that we're becoming more used to handling situations like this, but we expect that there will be some grief and processing mental issues to contend with tomorrow.
Thank you. Back there.
Can you describe what you mean by heightened security?
Yeah, we will not disclose what exactly that looks like, but it will involve processes and procedures at buildings regarding entrance into schools, operations of the school during the day, release of students at the end of the day, additional patrols using camera systems. So without going into details, it might reveal our systems of support. It's those sorts of things. And John may want.
Students will see, as they typically do. We are all over schools all day long, so they're used to seeing us, and they'll continue to see us, and they'll see additional patrols in the near future.
And thank you, over there. And this question is for Frank. I know this is already an emotional, a difficult week, and for you, for families, when did you first learn about this? What did you think? I know you still have a relationship with these families. Have you talked with them? What are they thinking right now?
Yesterday, I was at Columbine High School when we went into lockout. Again, on about the 15th.
Okay, we back.
Who were there when
How to take a second break.
event happened 20 years ago. I didn't had some families start reaching out to me and just to provide support for everyone.
Gonna scroll up to the comments.